Why, good day, ladies and gentlemen. What do we have here? It's Duke Nukem Zero Hour, and the one that has the most zero of the hours. We've got Triple X Medic here to co-commentate as we play this great game.
Yes, you do, and I have, unfortunately, bad news, General. Disaster has befallen us. All the inmates have escaped space jail, and our one and only copy of Sunday School Musical has broken.
No!
How are we supposed to do special renditions without Sunday School Musical?
I don't know, I guess we'll just have to download a video from BreadTube as punishment.
Ooh, that's cruel.
What can I say? So, Duke Nukem Zero Hour, what we got here is a game where Duke Nukem travels through time. For some reason, they did that a lot in the 90s. They did it for PlayStation, and I didn't even know they had a game for the PlayStation, because I was an N64 kid. I didn't know anything about the PlayStation back in the 90s. I rented this game a couple times. Also, look at Duke Nukem's neck. Oh my god, they needed to fix that model. But
so much for my vacation time.
So this is on the N64. We're going.
If it's a time travel game, I already know there's going to be an old Wild West level.
Oh yes, you better believe it. So this is the first-person mod. Essentially, a lot of these N64 games have been getting decompiled, and there's been getting mods for them. It's awesome. You no longer have to just emulate. And so, this is just a first-person shooter mod. Now, you can play it without the first-person shooter mod, but I think it's cool because we got another Duke Nukem first-person shooter, of which there's a grand total of, I think, 3, including this one. There's Duke Nukem 3D, Duke Nukem Forever, which we don't talk about, and then this now. And yeah, there's the leavings of Duke Nukem Forever builds, and one day I'll get to those when they're actually finished, but this is really impressive for the N64. N64 does what PlayStation don't. You couldn't get a game like this on PlayStation, that's for sure.
Except for all the games just like this on PlayStation.
Alright, name one.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, no, hold on. I'm actually going to name a few, okay? We have Resident Evil Survivor. We have House of the Dead. There was technically Siphon Filter, but that was a third-person, first-person hybrid. Doom.
Doom's not third person.
No, it's first-person.
Yeah, I was thinking like specifically a third-person shooter.
Oh, okay, you want third-person shooters.
Wait 1 second, I gotta tell people about this. Okay, so to crouch in this game, you have to actually hit activate. There is no dedicated crouch button. When I was testing this game for the stream, I was like, where the fuck's the crouch button? And I'm like going through the different like controller manuals and such, and it's like, there's no crouch button. It's like, you have to toggle it. It's like, FML indeed. But go on. Defend your precious PlayStation.
No third-person shooters except for MDK, Apocalypse, Tomb Raider, Siphon Filter, Metal Gear Solid, Die Hard Trilogy.
Okay, you might have it, but how many of them had strippers? None.
Duke Nukem, Time to Kill had strippers.
Yeah, but I mean a good game. Also, erotic cakes. That's a reference to the 3D episode of The Simpsons from 1996. Also, Popular Girl. Did it have chick with big titties? I think not. There's a lot of references in this that you have to have been in the 90s to appreciate. So, like, for example, the Eager Beaver Trucking is a reference to a Demi Moore film where she plays a single mom who is a stripper, and she was pretty hot in that.
My fiance has an Eager Beaver.
Oh my. The third-person mod works pretty well. I'll have to check the chat in a minute because I know everybody's
Hail to the
wants
king,
Senpai to notice. But first we have to go in the strip club. What I like about Nintendo is you can save the babes instead of having to shoot them. As a kid in the 90s and as an adult in the 2020s, I like being able to save the babes. So I got a lot of pushback on that. People are like, "Yeah, you're supposed to be able to shoot them." I guess we know why they don't get any dates. Now, did any PlayStation game have this? I think not.
What, buttons?
What a hero!
I'm talking big butts, and I cannot lie.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid.
won't budge.
I don't know. I mean, yes, you know, Solid Snake, you know, he works out, but I'm talking like female butts. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid.
I don't remember there being any big butts, and I cannot lie about that.
You literally have to watch a chick wiggle her ass so you can determine who she is in the soldier's uniform.
Okay, maybe I just don't remember that. More meat than your mouth can take. Oh my. See, this was the 90s, people. You could never get a game like this. You'd go to jail. Go to space jail if you tried to make a game like this today.
It looks like the crap has hit the fan.
You know what, General? Off topic, I have to tell you, Hunter of Popsicles is on thin ice with me right now.
Oh?
Looks like I'm gonna have to show you how it's done.
I went to get a frozen treat today, and there are none.
Well, I mean, it is
Where's
still
my
early,
goddamn
but
popsicles, Hunter?
More forces will join you outside.
that's a good question. What's your thoughts on the stripper with the machine gun in Planet Terror? I thought she was kind of cute. I mean, I didn't really like Planet Terror that much, but I did like the scene where she uses the grenade launcher to, like, rocket jump. I'm not a big fan of Quentin Tarantino. I don't think he did that, though. It was a different director, right? I don't need night vision. That Grindhouse thing just didn't really do it for me. But Quentin Tarantino, I think, is a bit overrated. I know it's going to get me burnt at the stake, but most of his movies just come off as a bit pretentious.
It's your piss.
So, what can I say? I mean,
Shut
yeah,
your piss!
Pulp Fiction's all right. You know, it's okay. They're all right movies. It's just everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's the most artistic thing." Maybe it's awesome. Oh, we can't say that. They're good.
I will concede that some of his movies do rub me the wrong way.
And I don't like him as a human being, but I don't guess that really counts.
Like The Hateful Eight and Django was just kind of fucking dumb. Let's be honest, Django was pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah, but we don't want to get in trouble for that. Django Unchained.
No, I mean, like, he struck gold with Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards. So, you know, let's have him playing a German dentist in, like, the Wild West. Like, that's so fucking dumb.
Actually, I thought that was kind of cool. He was one of my few characters in that movie that I actually liked. It's
No, Christoph Waltz is great. But it's just like, you know, there's just some movies where certain people just don't make sense.
Go for it, Duke.
Hey, 1 second. I gotta use my sniper rifle. Yeah, there was another first-person shooter for the N64. It was Duke 64, which is it was a port of the PC version of Duke Nukem 3D. It was pretty good. I played it on the N64 back then. I didn't really need to because I had the Atomic Edition for the PC, but it was good. You could save the babes in that. So anyway, whenever you can save sexy ladies, I support. But of course, the PC version was still way better because PC does what Nintendo don't. Although Nintendo did pretty good with the N64. Doc Holliday would like a word with you. Yeah.
Actually, I said a German dentist, not a dentist.
Land of the Babes for PS1. Ugh, I don't want to play that game because I've heard it's really bad. mean, I've tested it and it works, but it's like, yeah, I want to play good
Oh,
games.
and BTW, General, because I know you're going to make a reference to the graffiti on the wall.
Yes.
Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 had actual nudity on the walls.
Oh no.
Pixelated nudity, but still nudity.
2D artwork is better because it shows that it's got 2Ds.
Yeah,
That's
everyone
domestic.
likes 2Ds. Sometimes 3Ds.
Except people want to have no back problems. But hey, you know what? Beauty knows no pain. Let's see. Land of the Babes is AIDS. Oh. Oh dear. Duke Nukem's gonna be going to the Diddy party, huh? I mean, let's face it, we all know that he would. As much as we like...
Since we're on the topic of the delicious mammary jammeries,
Yes.
I noticed something in Resident Evil 4 the other day. I happened to notice that the more the virus propagates in Ashley, the bigger her boobs gets.
I mean, we need to find a way to make that virus safe, legal, and not rare, so that we can enhance everyone.
Yes. I like where your head is at.
I mean, we gotta fix the flat chestitis. And also, it'll give work to all the chiropractors who need to help people with their back problems. It is stimulating more than just the economy. I mean, come on, people. We gotta at least be a little bit suggestive. This is a Duke Nukem game. One of the few good ones. So, yeah, Duke Nukem. Did you play Duke 3D back in the 90s?
The 97 Duke Nukem 3D.
Yes, Duke 3D. Or did you potentially play Duke Nukem 1 and 2?
I never played 1 and 2. I played the fuck out of Duke 3D. I had the shareware disc, and then I got the full game. And oh my god, did I love it.
I mean, it really showed you just how far first-person shooters had come. Especially, you know, like, I started with Wolfenstein 3D, and like, even then, even with this game, this being a console-only game, this tank is pretty cool. It's very small, but look at that. This is on an N64 cartridge. I mean, yeah, the mod here is helping a little bit, but like, that's pretty awesome. But like, Duke 3D, the original, was like a big deal. It was where things were going to be a little bit more realistic. But do you remember?
Can you look at the tank for a second?
Yeah. It's a very tiny M1A1 Abrams tank. Very, very small.
I could have sworn I saw the turret just instantly flip back and forth.
Yeah, it did that. I don't know if the mod is causing that or if it did that in the original.
Now, I had another game that was basically a almost an exact clone of Duke 3D. Was Redneck Rampage.
You know, I never played that, but it doesn't look that great.
It's actually pretty fun. I mean, it's Duke 3D, except you're a redneck in Appalachia.
Doesn't sound too bad, but I don't know.
Moonshine is like your health.
Press all the X's to doubt. Here's the scary part, though. As much as we love Duke Nukem, I mean, technically, oh, I'm gonna die, and I don't know how much progress I'm gonna lose. But Duke Nukem technically has to be from California. He just has the California vibe to him. And I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Can we meet in the middle and say Las Vegas?
Maybe.
Don't try this at home.
Maybe. But I just get the Californian vibe from him. He just
Is it the blonde hair with the wife beater?
Yeah. But I will tell you this, though. at a con about 5 years ago, there was a guy dressed up as Duke Nukem, and he totally owned it. Like, it was awesome.
I see Duke Nukem. All I can think about is like Johnny Bravo and Boomhauer combined.
It's like Duke Nukem is basic. To me, Duke Nukem is Johnny Bravo's like older brother. And that's why like Johnny Bravo is like kind of overcompensates a little bit because he wants to be like his big brother.
I can actually totally see that. Like Duke went to the military, Johnny Bravo went to drama class.
Or here's the next one though. What if Johnny Bravo is the prequel? And so he starts out as kind of
Oh. What if the rejection he got as Johnny Bravo turned him into Duke?
That could be it.
That's a really fucking good idea.
So this is gonna be one of those games where if you die, you go all the way back. That's BS. It's bullshit. What if Duke was from Detroit? I could see that too.
I can't answer that question if he was from Detroit.
I could see that. But Johnny Bravo is like Duke Zero. That is something I could see. It's like Johnny Bravo is Duke Nukem when he's like a teenager or an early 20-something. He hits his 30s and, you know, he levels up his game. So, back in the 90s, I didn't beat that many games. Because, like, games in the 90s were hard. Like, there's no way you could beat Donkey Kong Country as a kid unless you had, like, either the TISM or you were really,
Wait a minute.
Good.
Hold up, I saw vending machines.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Closed due to alien invasion. I love how they just have that sign laying around. Let's see if we can find Family Jewels. Let's see, we've got natural juices. Giggity. I think that's supposed to say a certain word that starts with a C. It sounds like croc, but remove the R. I think that's what that's... I think that's what that's supposed to say. I mean...
Looks like it says croc.
Yeah, but I bet that doesn't... I bet they meant it to say something else that started with... that doesn't have an R in it.
Oh, like rooster?
Yes. They've come to snuff the rooster. And he ain't gonna die.
Yeah.
That is very much a song made on drugs. At least I assume it is.
It's a damn good song, too.
Yes. Yeah, beating like Donkey Kong Country is not going to be easy. Jurassic Park, the Sega Genesis game, like there's a chance you could have potentially beat that game, but like most of these games I never even came close to finishing. Now I did beat Doom. I did beat the shareware episode of Wolfenstein 3D. I remember finding Hans Grosse really hard to beat, but I did eventually beat him off. With that in mind, I did manage to beat all 3 episodes of the original Duke 3D. I never beat The Birth, because that is really difficult, but I did manage to beat all 3 episodes of the original Duke 3D, and I felt so proud of that. That game is very hard. Like, Duke 3D is a legitimately hard game. But I managed to beat that.
I don't mean to interrupt, but apparently there's breaking news outside of Pittsburgh.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, there are 5 planets visible today, and it's called a planetary parade, which is just a bundle of sticks name you can think of. But
that is kind of hilarious, though.
Go check out the planet parade.
Planetary alignment. And yeah, there's a Turok reference in this.
All the women have just synced.
Yep.
Looks like I'm gonna have to
I don't know if Zero Hour had the first person mode as a cheat or not. I don't remember. I wouldn't mind seeing a die-hard FPS, sort of like a boomer shooter kind of thing.
More forces will join you outside the parking lot.
Let's see, if someone ported The Birth to Duke 64, I would never play vanilla outside of mods ever again. I could see that. This is a decomp. I did not remember this having a actual FPS mode. These bloody cyanide grenades are absolute death. I mean, they kind of were designed to do that. So you just shoot them in the face. Actual body destruction is pretty nice. N64 did what PlayStation didn't. Where were damage models on PlayStation games? XXX? Nowhere, that's where. Exactly. Looks like I win again.
Let me ask you a question. How is your glorious Nintendo doing these days, by the way?
I'm sure it works just fine.
How many of you Call of Duty or Battlefield players get to enjoy it on Nintendo consoles?
Hey, you know, Blops 2 was on the Wii U.
How about Grand Theft Auto?
I'm sure there's a Wii U version. Somewhere in another universe.
How about Metal Gear Solid 5 or even the HD ports?
There was the Metal Gear Solid Snake thing on GameCube. Check and
How about
wait.
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls is not good enough for Nintendo.
Skyrim?
More like Sky shit. Exactly.
Anything that was popular in the last 20 years?
Well, by 20 years, you mean the last 30 years.
Go for it, Duke.
So you're telling me that Samba de Amigo was the last good thing that you had?
Well, I also kind of transitioned to Xbox in 2003.
Boy, it's a good thing Nintendo does what PlayStation don't.
Well, I mean, it depends on the time period. That's all. Man, Skyrim on Wii, there's no way it would melt the bloody processor. It barely worked on the 360. I will admit, I'm still kind of a Nintendo... No, I'm not a Nintendo fanboy. I know Nintendo fanboys.
I don't mind young Nintendo kids, but I can't stand Nintendo adults.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. You know, we were talking last week about, like, can you, like, outgrow some kind of media? And I think, like, Mario has enough challenge that you can't really outgrow that. But I will say this, though. There are some people who are adults that like really childish stuff. Like Peppa Pig and stuff like that. That's such a weird thing for someone to like at, like, age 30 or 40, God help you. So
like, okay, I hand on heart, I admit that, like, I enjoy, like, Adventure Time or, you know, shows like that. But Peppa Pig and Dora the Explorer? How about the fact that when people use, like, a meme, it's always a SpongeBob meme because, well, god damn it, the cartoons that we grew up with weren't their cartoons.
Well, here's the thing about that, though. The cartoons we grew up with were from more than just the age of 0.
But what scares me, though, is that the kids that are now coming up are going to start doing their childhood cartoons, and it's going to be like you said, Peppa Pig.
I think there's probably going to be a lot of overlap, though, because people will watch, like, older media, because current media is not very good. This still uses the build engine? Weird. I did not know that.
Lest we forget the greatest cartoon of all, Blue's Clues.
I never liked that kind of stuff.
With the original Steve.
I'll be honest, like, I never really enjoyed, like, stuff for, like, super young kids. I kind of skipped over that. Like I said, I never was a kid, you know? I didn't like Disney. I didn't like any of that stuff.
I was a Toys R Us kid.
And so was I. In the years before gift cards, they had Toys R Us dollars that you could get. It was like fake money. Like real money.
True story. True story from my childhood I think you'll appreciate. We decided one day that we were going to play Road Rash with our BMXs. And one summer day, 5 of us drove through our neighborhoods with chains and whips and sticks and hockey sticks, and we beat the fuck out of each other on our bikes.
That sounds like something I'm glad I avoided.
I had a friend named Chaz who tried to chase me down this narrow alleyway, and as he got up next to me, I kicked him, and his handlebar went through the little chain-linked fence, which caused his tire to turn, and it threw him over his handlebars, over the fence, into the neighbor's swimming pool.
Ouch.
It was the greatest kill ever.
Ouch. You know what sucks? I just died again. And you have
Fuck
to
you,
go,
Chaz. Sorry.
and you go all the way back. See, that's the one problem with this particular emulator. You don't have save states. I can tell you this, like today I've got the I've got all the patience necessary to keep redoing this as long as it takes. But back in the old days, there is no way. I would have already started cheating by this point. I'd have said fuck the game. Oh, I wouldn't have said fuck the game, but you get the idea. This is why I like my save states. But we'll get off this level. Games back in these days, they did not hold your hand. They expected you to be good. But it
90s
would be
cruelty is a thing.
It would be nice if there was like a few checkpoints. I didn't really start beating games until, especially console games, until around the Xbox era when they had checkpoints and stuff like that. The reason I was able to beat the PC games is because you could save whenever you wanted. So that's why I was able to finish Duke Nukem 3D. I still remember the day I beat that game, specifically because, for those who don't know, when you beat Duke Nukem 3D, specifically the 3rd episode, what will end up happening is you'll trigger, not a cutscene, because we're still back in the ancient days before cutscenes. You trigger some MIDI files that would make it sound like Duke Nukem was engaging in certain fun times with a female. It's very, look it up on YouTube. It's very, very compressed and pretty hilarious by today's standards, but back then it was pretty awesome. So, who do you think was in the room when that happened?
Your mother.
No, it was my grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Did I get to play Duke Nukem 3D again?
After some severe convincing.
Well, they did have the parental options on there, and so yes, I did eventually, and I had to deal with that. Most annoying indeed, but whatever.
You know, I can admit that, like, I'm so glad that my parents never bothered with the whole parental code thing. Considering that my parents didn't understand technology, so I would have had to have set it up for them anyway.
I got it better than most, though, because, you know, like, M-rated games I could play back in the day, once M-rated was invented.
So did I.
But I knew kids that couldn't. I remember, like, there were kids that couldn't even see something as tame as that live-action Scooby-Doo movie. Which is very strange.
By the time we did get the rating system, I was already like 14 or 15, so what was the point?
Oh, yeah. Oh, crap, don't tell me I'm gonna die again!
But it's funny, though, because when you look at the M-rated games from the 90s, they're almost quaint by today's standards.
Oh, yeah, I mean... There we go. No head. No head on that one either. That's pretty impressive graphics. Not gonna get that on a PlayStation.
Did you know in the original Resident Evil, they had to censor the Chris Redfield cigarette because apparently that was just too much?
That is pretty sad. Very sad.
Ignore that we're blowing off zombies' heads and shooting dogs and crows. Don't you light that cigarette.
Considering that, you know, when I was growing up, Gramps smoked all the time. Clearly not every kid is going to be like, Chris Redfield smokes, I want to smoke too! It's like, not everybody's going to be doing that. Especially if you actually have, you know, parenting. But we can't have that. I recommend the Xbox version. The graphics are going to be slightly better, and it does work with Zimu. So, I used to be all you could get was the PS2 version, but now we can finally emulate the Xbox original version like nature intended. Because Xbox does what PS2 don't. Not getting a Halo on PS2 now, can you?
Hey, how many DVDs did you watch on your Xbox?
Okay, see, that you might think that's a trick question. I watched a bunch after I spent $50 on the dongle that lets you play them. I will admit.
Go for it, Duke.
And you want to know what the worst part about that is, for real? The DVD adapter, it's not really an adapter. It obviously can natively play DVDs, but it doesn't because they want to bilk you for every penny you got. But here's the thing. That dongle can break your Xbox, and it broke mine. Basically, it's where, for some reason, it will bork the laser and it won't be able to read discs, which the Xbox had a hard time with anyway. The game I was going to do originally, before I learned this mod existed, was Republic Commando. I remember taking that home, pre-ordering it, popping it into the Xbox, and we're sorry, this disc is dirty or damaged. And I'm like, this is brand new, what? So, yeah. I will give you this, Triple X. The PS2 has much better build quality, and my fat PS2 still works. The Xbox original does not, but I still like my Halos, my Mr. Chiefs.
My first PlayStation 2 I ever bought was a batch that was made by the shit company, so it ended up red ringing itself.
I mean, that's the problem with being an early adopter, because you never know if it's actually going to work or not.
Now, I ended up getting another fat PS2, and I have a slim PS2.
Gonna rip him a new one.
The fat PS2. Let's see.
It's so funny when like the PS2 came out, and it was $399, and it's like, how am I ever going to afford that?
Yeah.
And now you go to like the Goodwill, and you see it there for like $2.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Like, how little we knew. Although some other consoles, like, say, all the Nintendo consoles hold their value, though. I mean, getting a NES today is ridiculous.
A good NES, like the not the top loader, but the original one.
Yeah, the gray box.
Yeah, that goes for obscene money.
I have that. I was able to get it for $20 at a yard sale about 15 years ago. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're getting a... So, apparently, we're going to be as distant from the 90s as the Sandlot was from the 60s. That's kind of scary. I would have never watched The Sandlot on my own, but it's one of those things they used to show at school. The Sandlot is about a bunch of kids who play baseball in the 60s. Darth Vader is like this scary guy who like steals their baseball, I think. And there's a few things like that. That's not really my kind of movie. That's just not my kind of movie.
I love The Sandlot.
That's what I call a human interest movie. It's like...
And yes, Darth Vader played a blind baseball player.
Oh, he was blind? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played the whole. I'm gonna spoil like a 35-year-old movie. Kid plays baseball with his friends. They lose baseball, so he gets his dad's baseball that's signed by Babe Ruth. He hits a home run that goes over a guy's fence, and there's a big dog that chews baseballs. There's a whole story about how this dog is the most feared dog in the world. The owner is Darth Vader. Turns out Darth Vader was actually a former MLB player who played with Babe Ruth, but got hit in the face with a fastball, and now he's blind. And he loses the Babe Ruth ball, but the guy gives him a ball signed by all the Yankees, including Babe Ruth.
It doesn't sound too bad. It sounded a lot more chintzy when I remembered it.
It's a really, it's so hard to just like it's a coming of age story, I guess. Like, although I think the movie Stand By Me is the better movie.
You know, I don't know what that movie's even about. I recognize the name.
It's about kids going to see a dead body.
Oh. See why I don't watch that? I like, you know, ships shooting at each other, you know, starfighters and such. You know, AT-ATs. AT-ATs. AT-ATs.
You mean at-ats?
No, not ass-ass. At-ats. Wait, no.
I said at-ats.
Yeah, but I prefer the other one. The movie wasn't really about baseball, it was about childhood.
All-terrain ass testicles.
Let's see, what kind of magazines do we have? We've got Car, we got Moda, we got FCM, we got Pop, we got Film, we got Body. We just got Weird. So Weird Al has his own line of magazines in this universe. And also Golden Guy, starring Duke Nukem. 0069. This is what I miss about the 90s. You could have that kind of joke in it. See, today people are too serious.
Golden Guy.
Yeah. Why so serious?
Going down.
Shotgun shells and heat shield. Got some double-aught buck. There's also triple-aught buck as well. Although, prepare for your shoulder to be demolished if you try triple-aught.
Much better.
Now, Triple X, have you ever shot a shotgun without like a full padded shirt on?
Yes.
Did you get the shotgun bruise too?
I didn't get bruised, but like after running about 12 slugs through it, your arm will feel a little sore.
It's like, that is harsh. That recoil. 12 gauge ain't no joke.
You know, I did the I don't ever do this, okay? But I decided I was going to one-hand my 870.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do
And
that.
I did it. And it took every fiber of my being to not have it fly out of my hand.
I shot a 20 gauge shotgun, which is smaller than a 12 gauge. For non gun people, the smaller the gauge, the larger the shot. It has something to do with like the British. When in doubt, blame the British for everything. So like a 12 gauge is one of the bigger shotguns out there. A 410 gauge is going to be the smallest. Make it make sense, right? So a 20 gauge is smaller than a 12 gauge, and I tried shooting a 20 gauge shotgun one-handed, and it hurt like hell. It was most unpleasant.
It's it's definitely a thing. You ever see that shotgun? It's a double-barreled. It's sawed off so small that the physical tips of the shells stick out beyond the barrel.
Oh yeah, that's just a joke though. Such a thing doesn't actually exist in like a commercial kind of thing.
But I want to fire it so bad.
I would shoot it with a lanyard. You'd never see me try to fire off something like that. How bad would a 12 gauge semi-auto 12 gauge feel? Well, here's the thing. Recoil mitigation is a thing, and evidently you can shoot an AA-12 one-handed.
Yes, you can, as proved by FPS Russia.
Oh, look at those computer towers, the beige monsters, and the CRT!
The critical race theories.
We should never have made it to where people can use computers. Only nerds should be able to use a computer. Once we got smartphones,
right.
all the idiots got online.
Do you want Tumblr? Because that's how you get Tumblr.
There's how many lead balls that size equal a pound. It takes 12 lead balls. Yep. It is some kind of British thing. Damn British. So that's how it can be a 12 gauge, despite sounding small, can be bigger than a 410. Also, they're a lot cheaper than a 410 as well. Because 410 was expensive a long time ago, and it's even more so now.
Save me, please.
So, you know, like, people love the, people for some reason really love the Taurus Judge. It's a meme gun. It's not really that useful, unless, like, you're being attacked by an army of snakes. Because it's not that great.
Iris, they were beige because it's molded plastic without any dye.
You know, I didn't know that.
That's all it is. It's just molded plastic with no dye, and that's why they turn yellow after a while.
I'm glad we've moved on from those beige monsters. Now we've got, you know, computers that can be pretty neat.
You know what the most expensive color plastic is to make?
Huh.
Blue.
Okay, hold on. Got it. I did not know that either. I mean, I've got my, I guess that's why we don't see too many blue computer cases.
Yep. Blue is one of the most expensive plastics you can make.
Gonna be even more expensive now that I bet AI bought up all the blue computer cases just to be assholes. Because they bought up everything else. No new hard drives for like 2 years because they bought up all the hard drives.
All the DDR3 RAM.
Well, actually, it's DDR5 and 4.
Actually, it's DDR5.
But it is! Because it's got...
I know, I was just waiting for it, that's all.
Black... Oh, no, we can't say that. Do I miss CRT monitors? Well, here's the thing. When I was a teenager, we were moving on to these flat panel monitors. So, like, for me, I was really happy to finally get rid of my CRT. Because CRTs were like, oh, that's what all the poor people are using. I want the fancy flat panel HD, you know, awesome thing. Now, you know, it'd be kind of nice to have one for, like, retro gaming, but not enough for me to pay for one. Especially when you have mods like this, where you don't even need a CRT monitor. Because PC does what console can't. Can't get this on console Tendo. But can you believe there's a lot of people who really, really like the Wii U? Or like worship the Switch?
Yeah, they ingested a lot of Tylenol.
But like the Switch and the Switch 2, like I can understand why people kind of like the Switch. I can see why they kind of like the Switch because it is kind of like semi-portable, but just one big fat meh. There's people who actually spent $500 on the Switch 2 for some ungodly reason, and then another like $80 to get, you know, Mario Kart number 276. Can you imagine dropping 80 bucks on Mario Kart when it's a little different from the other Mario Karts out there? Oh crap. They got the almond gun. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you want a 50 caliber. You know, I have not had an Almond Joy in probably like 10 years.
The 7-Eleven across the street from me sells them.
I mean, I guess somebody must buy them.
Of course, if you go to the 7-Eleven, you have to hear some god-awful Taylor Swift song every time you're in there.
You know, that reminds me. When I was at the grocery store a while back, they started playing a song that is terrible. But was new when I was like a 20-something. And it made me feel really old. It is a song that I actually used in a video once as a joke, but I had to take that video down because my ex was in it. And it didn't have that many views. I wasn't gonna sacrifice. I could sacrifice that video. But Call Me Maybe That was a very popular song for a little while. And I heard that at the grocery store and it's like, my God, I'm old.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the song all the kids liked. Including like, whatever happened to that guy that everybody loved at that point? You know, what the hell was his name? Not Justin Timberlake.
Are you talking about the guy with like the naked girls in his video?
I could literally describe anybody. But I was specifically thinking of Justin Bieber, that's his name. Like, whatever happened to that guy?
Oh, he's on drugs and still making music.
Okay, sounds about right. The drugs part, the music part, oh my God. I listened to one of that idiot's songs just to see, like, what were the kids talking about, and it's like, oh my God, that's terrible.
Baby, baby, baby,
Yeah,
oh.
that's the one. It's like, people like that? Ugh. Blah. Humans. I'm gonna move to Mars. Bill Cosby. That sounds about right. Well, then, poor Justin Bieber. I'm sorry he had to suffer from all that. Ugh, Hollywood. Were those people evil to begin with, or did they become evil when they got there?
You know, I think people become evil after they've moved there. Do you remember Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke?
No.
That was literally everywhere.
Robin Thicke? Was she actually thick, or was that a guy?
Well, he is gay, so...
Oh my. Okay, we need to make sure we don't fall in that hole. There we go. And then we just jump down here. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. I remember that guy was featured prominently in like everything for a while. I do remember one thing, all those fake trailers for Grindhouse. And I remember prominently, it's like, produced by the Weinstein Company. It's like, oh dear. That didn't age well.
The subreddit. Eco industry.
Weird occult stuff going on in Hollywood.
Sacrifice.
I never wanted to go to Hollywood, that's for sure.
Bacon.
It's kind of like YouTube itself. You know, you think about it. All those famous YouTubers always have a lot of degeneracy going on. It's like, were they degenerate to begin with? Or did they get deep into the fame and such? I'm being shot by something I can't see. Okay, we gotta go down here. It's like you always end up hearing about all kinds of improprieties going on. I think there was one.
I prefer proprietaries.
Like there was one guy. Now there's one of those people named. Oh, it's a weird name. It's like Milo Yiannopoulos or something that kind of like points out a lot of the degeneracy. Whether or not it's true, it's hard to say. But apparently one of those like major league like political commentators was engaging in certain activities with people who were not his wife. And I think he also like outed a e-girl as also being a cheater as well. It's like, yeesh. I'm glad I'm not popular because then I'd have to be like really degenerate, and I'm not really into that sort of thing.
You know, I really, and I only catch heat for this, but I really like Milo.
I have no idea who or what a Milo Yiannopoulos even is supposed to imply, so...
Do you want me to describe him as he describes himself?
One moment. I love the fact that Duke here, when we get to the fan, is like, it's time for the shit to hit the fan. However, since this is the 90s, they bleeped it out to where it's like, where the beep hits the fan. It's like, come on, Duke. Don't censor Duke. But who or what's a Milo Yiannopoulos supposed to be?
Do you want Do you want me to describe him as he described himself?
So long as I don't have to edit it out.
You would have to edit it out.
Okay, well, give me the PG-13. I don't have to do any work version.
America's most dangerous bundle of sticks.
Okay, was he popular at some point? The name sounds somewhat familiar, I guess.
He's a massive Trump supporter.
Interesting. Okay.
And he was a professional agitator. Like, he would go to colleges and piss off everyone.
It was a thing 10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, he did disappear after a while. And he is back, but in like a limited capacity now.
Okay.
But I still remember him for how he was. He was based as fuck.
Unfortunately, I can't get into pumping station 2, so we can't pump it.
I'll pump your station.
Oh my. Milo was a... Oh, he's one of those alt-right peoples. Okay. Whatever that means, because that seems to change from time to time.
I really hate when people use the word like alt-right as like trying to use it like as an insult, because alt-right to people like on the left literally just means, oh, you like common sense stuff.
Yeah. Is where they kind of compare it to like the actual like skinheads. It's like there's a big difference between like a Charlie Kirk and a skinhead. A pretty big difference.
Exactly. Like, they've called so many people Nazis at point that it means nothing. It literally means nothing.
Tom McDonald raps about American politics. Yes. Yo, yo, yo. We need to lower those taxes, yo.
No, Tom McDonald's a really good Christian rapper.
Christian rapper? What?
Yep.
Wasn't there a King of the Hill episode about that? Where like they had like these yeah, there was a King of the Hill episode about that. That does not instill with confidence a Christian rapper. I'm sorry.
When I say Christian rapper, I mean he's not promoting gang culture.
So it's not going to be as cringy as the Christian rappers in King of the Hill.
Yes, it's much better than the King of the Hill Christian rappers.
Oh man,
or Bobby's youth group.
Christian death metal bands, hard right and ultra left. The hard right. Oh my, that's the ones that go to the strip club at night. Actually, I'd rather deal with that than have to deal with the blueies, because they don't have a sense of humor. See, they'd hate Duke Nukem, because Duke Nukem, he don't give a fuck about politics. He just wants to shoot the alien and go to the strip club. And I'm all for it. Oh, there it is. Pumping station key required. God damn it. I remember this level being one of the more complicated ones. Once we get out of here, it's not that hard. Must have been over here and I must have missed it. Because this is the N64.
God.
They like to make things a little complicated. Okay, where am I getting shot at from? There he is. Got him. How do I get out of here? Yeah, unfortunately next week I've got to do a video on, not a video, but do a stream on Resident Evil 3. Ugh. PlayStation.
I know. How horrible of me to suggest it.
PlayStation. You know, it's like I feel like I'm a traitor to my chosen side of the console war. It's like I might get called a traitor. Beef roast. Nice.
I swear to God, the way Agnostics talks about his beef roast makes me think of like he's like a middle-aged woman, like, oh, my roast beef is done.
Oh dear, my roast is ruined. But what if?
Damn it! Fetch my good cutlery.
But what if I replaced it with fast food and disguised it as my own cooking?
We already played Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Look, I will admit, to be fair, I'll give credit to N64. They somehow got Resident Evil 2 on the 64.
Yep, it was better than...
Cutscenes intact.
And it was better than the PlayStation version. I've never played it
But-
in 64.
But, and that's a big but,
An EBT one?
it's like, if you have options to play any other version, why would you play the one with the most compression and weakest
well,
audio?
Idiot. You mean the best audio?
Being for real, like, it's like, would you rather go to the arcade, or would you rather get a $10 pharmacy Tiger Electronic?
Tiger Electronics is superior. I mean, that's exactly what I'd like to play. N64 forever, PS2 never. I mean, I worship the N64 as a computerized god.
I swear to God, you're like a Disney adult.
It's Winnie the Pooh. Oh God, I've seen that. The footage of that where like they go nuts after saying Winnie the Pooh for some reason, and they're like older than me. I mean, on the
I
one
swear,
hand,
if you don't be careful, Meat Canyon's gonna make a video about you.
what? That I have N64 tattooed on my never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know what's funny though? One second. I do unironically wear in public an N64 shirt, so there's that. And on that note, I you see got a compliment from the guys at the gun range for wearing it. So I win. Nobody would compliment a PlayStation shirt. They might even ask me to leave. You might think I'm a secret anti-gunner for wearing a PlayStation shirt. There's another beige monster. How many times did we use those beige keyboards? And we're happy to do so. Oh, I've got that mod for Resident Evil 3. The Dreamcast version was the best version. I've never played Resident Evil 3 like all the way through, so we'll see.
Yeah, sorry you have to play it on that stupid piece of shit PlayStation.
Now you do know I'm joking, right?
I know you're joking.
Okay, because sometimes that doesn't come through for whatever reason.
Dude, I'm not that retarded that I can't figure out sarcasm.
Well, no, some people are like, oh, are you joking, General? I'm like, yes! What do you think I was being an asshole on purpose? But no. Well, you see, Anthony Jordan, I'm sure the N64 could run Final Fantasy VII with just 2 cartridges and it would look better and play better. In fact, Cloud would actually get together with Sephiroth. No, he wouldn't. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII. I just know that, like, there's a guy, he has really weird hair, and, like, he, wants to get together with somebody named Aerith or something, and then one of them stabs somebody else, and that's about all I know.
You know, you make a good point. Like, if they had Final Fantasy VII on the 64, of course it would be superior when you have 64 separate cartridges to play the entire game.
Exactly.
Who wants just one single disc?
It'd be like
if you have all those extra cartridges, you can sort them and keep track of them.
And
it's like a little game in and of itself.
And if zombies show up, you can put them in a sack and beat them over the head with them. See? You gotta be using your head. Literally. Let's see. I've got the GOG version of Resident Evil 3 running, the AI upscaled mod and everything.
Got that one asshole friend that steals the 43rd cartridge, and like now you're forever just stuck in limbo on this one level. Can't go back, but can't go forward.
Exactly. It's like real life. Favorite video game crushes. Ooh, the first one that comes to my mind, Tali Zora. Tali Zora all day long. That is the nerdy alien girl from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. You can't actually romance her until Mass Effect 2, though. Tali Zora. Oh yes, just look her up. Just type in Tali Zora NSFW and you'll see the real pictures.
I'm okay for right now. I'll do that on incognito mode on my cell.
All right. But Tali Zora Vos Normandy. Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah, I don't want my girl to use my laptop later and be like, "Why are you looking at Tali Zora?"
But you could just say like you can buy her the costume and then you can have some fun. That's an expensive costume, by the way.
I just want her to dress up like Tracer.
What's the difference?
Oh, they put that line in.
Oh, Duke, I knew you'd come.
What'd it say?
Duke is like, your face, your ass, what's the difference? And then when you saved the babe, she was like, I knew you'd come.
Down, boy.
These games were horny.
I mean, that's what I love about the 90s. I'm down to 33 health, and so I do not want to die and have to do all that shit again. So why I like all these save states. Laura Croft, Claire Redfield, and Ava from MGS3. Tom McDonald is Canadian, huh? Adon and Turok is alright. But Tali Zora is the one that always comes to my mind. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. I'm alive. I am alive. Number 5 is alive. That's a really stupid movie, by the way. I know people they love Short Circuit. They made a second one for some ungodly reason.
Lest we forget the superior Heart Meeps.
I do not know what that is.
Cinema Snob covers it.
Oh, please don't make me have to redo this level. This is why I love save states. Because you always end up beat to shit. You have no health. Yeah, I got no health. No scuba gear. I'm probably gonna die and have to redo this level again. Go! 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 There we go.
Get Michael Phelps.
Just barely made it. Okay, can't blow that box open. Out of 42 health. Let's see. Had a debate with someone I should know better at this point. Went through a picture of Jason Voorhees to try to make you look stupid. Wow, what an asshole.
Groovy.
Jason Voorhees cosplay is not easy. Like, no cosplay is easy because you get something to look right. It takes a lot of time and effort. But that's the social medias for you. They're all nuts. But see though, Tali Zora is like sexy once you peel off all the armor. And also she's really, really, really cute. Like in terms of personality.
Do you remember that woke commercial? I think it was a Dove commercial. Where they have this like hot chick like in like a Metroid style suit like kicking this alien's ass. And then she takes the armor off and she's some fat frumpy chick.
I do not remember that, but I'm not surprised that that exists.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you're gonna say it's like secretly a guy. They were trying to make Zelda, Princess Zelda in the Zelda movie, a guy for a little while. They really wanted that. But thankfully Nintendo is sufficiently based that they did not allow for such a thing. And can you imagine that we are in a world where the obviously female princess, they want to be played by a biological male? It's like, what? Why would you even consider such a thing? Oh, crap. I'm getting shot from something I can't see.
Biological female plays a princess. We present to you The Legend of Zelda.
I mean, that movie would fail so badly if, you know... But whatever. It's what it is. It's what it shall be. This game is a lot harder than I remember.
Oh, I got bad news, by the way. One of my childhood crushes died a year ago today.
Well, that's depressing.
I know. Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg.
I'll have to look up who that is because I don't recognize the name.
She was Penny in the live-action Inspector Gadget movie.
Oh, was she like... I think I remember reading about that. I think she was also like Harriet the Spy, whatever that might or might not be.
He also had a wonderful topless scene in some European movie.
Okay. I mean, it's European, so... And yeah, whenever I build a costume myself, I don't really go for 100% accuracy. I mean, thankfully, growing up, my mother did not down Advil by the gallon. That's why I'm...
Yeah, but I was trying to think of movies that he would have watched agnostic.
Euro
Yes,
Trip?
Euro Trip. That's the name of it.
Oh, crap.
I don't think General's familiar with Pete and Pete.
You are correct. I do not know what that is.
Ah, one of the best shows. It's me, Audie, the strongest man in the world.
I'll have to take your word for it. Unless it had science fiction in it, I didn't care.
The younger brother Pete had a tattoo of a girl named Petunia on his arm, and when he would flex his muscles, she would dance.
I mean, when you say something like that, the only kind of like tattoo I can think of is the tattoo from an X-Files episode that was like possessed by a demon or something, and like drove a guy insane. It's been a while since I've seen that episode. That's the only tattoo I can think of.
Younger Pete and Artie, the strongest man in the world, they beat up the ocean.
I'll have to take your word for that. That seems unlikely. The Craft. I remember that. Give me all the goth chicks. All the goth. Every goth. Got like 21 health left. Dude, we've been going an hour and 13 minutes. This game's really good, but man, is it hard without save states. But I guess that was a way to like drag out. We're not going to get to the Old West because if I die, I swear I'm gonna bail on this game and play something else. No, wait.
That would just be awful.
I would literally bail and... Noel? What is it, Christmas?
Why don't you just put cheats in?
But see... That's just not... That's just... Ugh. Oh, come on, game. Don't shoot me while I'm trying to do this. There we go. Okay.
I like how you say, "Oh, I'm not going to cheat." Yet last week you totally cheated.
You know, you say that, and it's like, you see, that's the best I got. I like Count Dankula. He's pretty good. I'm glad he,
Oh no! What happened? That's awful. How terrible. Oh no!
See, like, PlayStation doesn't have cheats because it's not advanced enough to run cheats. That's why the N64 is better.
I do remember Keenan and Kel, but I wasn't that big of a fan of them.
The only thing I know... I watched that live-action, what's his name? There was a popular 70s character. Big Al, something like that. He was the remake of that guy. It's not Big Al.
Weird Al?
No, it's kind of depreciated now because it was like Big Al and the Cosby Kids in the 70s.
You fat Albert?
Yeah, that's the one.
You later, big guy.
Yeah, I think one of the Keenan or Kel, I don't know which, played Fat Albert. Big Al, my God. The first thing that goes is the memory, right?
Yes, sir.
Big Al. Yeah, it's no, that's the Asylum version. It's not Fat Albert, it's Big Al. Big Al and the Bernie Mac kids.
Yeah, it's also the woke version.
Ugh.
The healthy at any size, Albert.
Oh man, I'm glad. And that died because of Ozempic. Once Ozempic came about, well, unhealthy at any size became just jam Ozempic in your eye.
Ozempic? Oh no.
And yes, I am going to use some of the cheats for Resident Evil 3, specifically the unlimited ammo cheat.
Ooh.
What a temporal mess.
The guy that played Addy went on to voice a few King of the Hill characters. I don't know who Addy is. Alright, so this game is hard. Like, it needs, like, intro-level, like, checkpoints, because... Well, we got cheats. We like cheats around here. That's the only kind of cheating I do. And yes, I'm gonna play it on easy mode. Ruins of New York.
Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Dude, Resident Evil 3 on easy is fucking hard.
Damn you all.
And since this is like 1998, he can't say damn you all to hell. He just says damn you.
You blew it up!
That's actually a pretty powerful scene. I mean, it gets parodied all the time, but like...
I do love that quote.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has stayed the test of time. So,
Won't budge.
one of the things that like,
Brooklyn was bad.
oh, we got zombies. We got zombies.
I love the Simpsons pet when Homer does it.
Flanders was a zombie?
No. When Homer's doing the Planet of the Apes things, he's like, "You blew it up."
Oh yeah, then he starts crying. It's like, that was our planet!
Oh boy, it's clobbering time.
Does that say car?
It probably does. No, it says GR into the future. Gran Turismo. Just current New York. Yep. Oh yeah, Hey Arnold. I only watched it a little bit because I did not see much of Nickelodeon. I saw a random like personalized plate though at HEB that said Cat Dog on it. It's like, Cat Dog? I remember that.
Iris, funny you mentioned that. I went out to buy my copy today, but I could not find one, so I had to download it.
Let's see.
I have not played it yet because I'm streaming it on Tuesday.
Exactly. The PlayStation cannot run Resident Evil 9, but the N64 could.
That just makes no sense.
The N64 could render 1 frame per milliyear.
So you're telling me that the N64 is backwards compatible with Resident Evil 9?
Exactly. It'll only take 1.2 billion years to render 1 frame of 1 frame of the game.
Where's the CD port?
It doesn't need it. It just like scans it with like the expansion port. That's why it's called the expansion port.
Oh, that's what the Rumble thing is for.
Exactly. It expands its mind. Oh yeah, the Ayatollah is dead, and so Homer's shirts will actually appreciate in value since he's no longer alive. The Ayatollah thinks he's better than America. Is he right? You can sock it to him for $5.99.
Is that like a joke about like the whole America, Israel, Iran thing just happened?
Yeah, there was a big attack this morning. You know, DJT certainly likes to like have his weekend at Bernie's. He likes to blow up things on the weekend.
We all?
I mean, you know, you gotta go to work during the week, so why not blow some shit up?
Now, did we actually get the Ayatollah, or did we just get the ear and teeth of Ayatollah?
I don't know. It could. That's a good question. Why can't I go through the window? Come on, Duke, lose some weight. This is why I'm
I
glad
judge
I don't...
games based on if you can break the glass or not.
You can break it in this. The Ayatollah is no longer with us, Agnostic. He has been blown into pieces.
Is it confirmed that the Ayatollah is the eye of a lot of different places all at once?
I think so. I've seen that on the news. So,
I just got a sudden swell of pride in my chest.
the Sega Saturn Defender. I mean, I know one of my friends is a big fan of the Sega Saturn, like a big fan. I don't know why people like the Sega Saturn still. I actually, Chainsaw is a big hater on the Dreamcast, just like really shitting on it. I mean, I get why people would shit on the Dreamcast. I mean, it wasn't that great of a console. I mean, I had one in the late 90s. But I get it. A lot of these also rans weren't that great. I mean, especially once the PlayStation 2 hit the market. And yeah, there's Die Hard Arcade, and I know there's some games for the Saturn that people like, but it's... I'm glad I got Natural Juices. I mean, I'm glad I got, No, I don't want to say that. I'm glad I got the N64.
I had a friend I worked with, and he hated the PlayStation, and he was all about the Sega Saturn. I'm sorry, not the Saturn, the Dreamcast. And he was always like, "Look, it's learning. It learns how you play, and it adjusts." And I was like, yeah, we all remember those claims, because PlayStation said the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't.
That is pretty hilarious that people kind of believe that.
Yeah. We bought the hype, like...
Wear a 3DO shirt in public. Oh my god, no. I know somebody who saved up the $700 in the 90s by mowing grass, a lot of grass, to buy a 3DO.
All the grass.
Yes, like the entire state where this person is from is denuded of grass because he wanted the 3DO so badly. I've played a 3DO. I went to a gaming con about, oh my god, 8 years ago now, and they had a 3DO set up, and it had 3DO Doom on it. And yes, it is as shitty as you've heard. It is the worst version of Doom. Oh.
Lest we forget the greatest video game console of all time, the Apple Pippin.
It's the Apple Bandai Pippin. Now, the Apple Bandai Mary, now, I don't know about that. I think that's actually supposed to be a pretty good one.
How about the R-Zone?
More like the S-Zone for shit zone.
Uh...
I don't know what games he had. I would assume he had like Killing Time, Gex, and other things like that.
You know, Gex wasn't bad.
I tried playing the PlayStation version of that. I did like a video on it that I ended up removing it because I didn't like it. Kind of shitting on it because I don't know what it is about the PlayStation frame rate, but it made me sick. I'm sure the N64 version had like 1,000,000 frames per second. 100,000 frames per millisecond. The Atari Jaguar. The X2 is decent.
Plumbers don't wear ties. What?
The Philips CDI. I never even saw a CDI as a kid. I don't think I ever saw a 3DO as a kid either. I did see a Atari Jaguar, but no one I knew ever had one. Because, yeah, who wants to play the Jag? It's got 64 bits, but not 64 good bits, like the Nintendo 64. AVP. I'll have to stream that one day.
No, you won't.
I kind of have to, though. It's like, it's expected of me to do it, because I'm like the AVP guy. That's what got me popular in the first place, so I have to play it. There was no way to play it until the last few years, just because it wasn't really emulatable. Dental machine molds were made using Atari Jaguar shells. I mean, at least it helped dental science. I hope medical science.
You know what? That is actually true. That is a fact, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
If you're gonna play AVP, it has to be the 2010.
Already streamed it. I streamed the whole game.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, I streamed all of AVP 2010. I actually did a re-review of that game where I was a lot more positive about it. I was able to appreciate it more today than I did back in 2010. It's certainly not as good as the original AVP, or I should say AVP for PC. It wasn't as good as, say, AVP 1 or 2, but it's still a perfectly serviceable game. I didn't know he narrated the Doom commercial. The only console you had was an Atari 2600. Oh my god. You know what?
I grew up on an Atari 2600.
I hate to admit it, Triple X. I'll probably enjoy Resident Evil 3 more next week. Because I can't figure out where to go half the time in this game, because I don't remember where. Because this level design is a bit more not as good as I remember. So I'm like, I'm just kind of wandering around, like, where the hell am I supposed to go? What am I doing? So you may win the battle after all, but not the war, because there still is no golden eye for Nintendo 64.
There is no golden eye for Nintendo 64?
I mean, PlayStation, fuck my life.
Ah!
I need a vacation. I like the Super Nintendo well enough. I mean, that was the first console I ever had. I got that back in 1994. Got Donkey Kong's Country. I had a few games for it, but I never got far in any of them because they're so hard. Like, they are ridiculously hard.
How does a donkey physically Kong, by the way?
Well, you know...
Or is Kong his surname?
Well, it's actually just his name. It's first name Donkey, last name Kong. He has a Chinese relative named Dong Ki Kong, but they don't really talk because one's a communist. He believes that 90% of the bananas are only owned by 10% of the apes, and he doesn't like that for some reason.
It's like bananas and rice, you know?
Exactly. So, today, I actually had some banana nut, or no, not banana nut, just banana muffins, and they were pretty good. Fresh from the oven.
Look at you all bougie. Ugh.
You know what's funny about that, though? The first time I heard somebody say that, I was like, wait a minute, why are you using a communist term on me? Because it was this girl I was dating at the time, and I showed her this apartment that she and I could potentially move to, but we broke up before that ever happened, thankfully. She's like, oh, it looks bougie. I'm like, what? Why do you sound like a communist? What the hell are we supposed to...
Oh no. Bad news.
The communists are attacking?
I just noticed I lost 3 subscribers.
Sometimes that'll happen, and sometimes it's weird. When you check back later, they'll probably be back, because YouTube's bad about that.
Who are these 3 ungrateful fucks who don't appreciate the
Well, they may not have actually even known they've
content
been
I bring them.
unsubscribed, because it does happen. Mr. Plow. That name again is Mr. Plow. NES went through 3 NESs. Damn. The one console I would like to have had back in the 90s, had I been, you know, not a kid, would be the Neo Geo. Dead
I knew a
hard
kid
with
who
a
had the
vengeance.
Neo Geo. The games weighed like 8 pounds.
8 pounds of awesome.
No, like they were literal, like almost like entire arcade cabinets that went inside a console.
Now, Silverwings, do you have the original Metal Slug? You'd probably have to like probably have to finance that thing. Trapped in space with a Pong console. Ugh.
That being in space with Noah's Ark 3D.
That might work. I'm gonna be honest. This game is not as good as I remember. I hate to say it, but it's not as good as I remember. I'm not having nearly as much fun with this as I was having with
Play at 8.
that stupid game with that that taser you can melt people's faces off with.
Siphon filter.
Yeah, I was having more fun with that. I don't know why. It's just like the problem is I guess I just don't remember where to go in this, and it's like it seems like it's kind of overly confusing for what it is. Could General Lotz be turning away from the glory of the N64? Find out tomorrow on Rocket Lawn Chair. Yep. I would love
I'm so
to...
sorry if I'm yawning.
I know, because there's not a lot going on here because I'm stuck not being able to figure out where to go. It's like, fuck my life.
I'm not doing it because I'm bored. I'm just sleepy.
$59,000? No, next week it's going to be Resident Evil 3. Okay, if we don't figure out where to go soon, I'm just going to bail on this game. We're going to just jump into something where I do know where we're going. Because, like...
Express elevator to hell. Going down.
Well, because, like, this level shouldn't be this annoying. And, like, I died, like, 3 times in the first level, so it kind of has soured me to this game now. You ever have that happen where you just kind of get soured to a game that you really like, but...
Yes.
Okay, so that, of course, we're not done for the stream, don't worry. I'm not going to shortchange y'all this week. That's Duke Nukem Zero Hour. I think if I wasn't streaming it, I'd be having more fun. But, man, I'm just like... It's like, I'm done. I can't figure out where to go. I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek at a game that is remarkably good that no one ever talks about. Today we're looking at James Bond: The Duel. This is a really obscure side-scrolling game for the Sega Genesis. We got save states, thank God. That it's not based on any sort of James Bond movie, but this is the only Timothy Dalton Bond game. It's remarkably good for what it is. It looks good graphically. And so kind of like what we were doing in Duke Nukem. Also, look how brighter much brighter this is. Like, we had that gloomy level, like, in the snow. But look how good this looks for the Sega Genesis. Like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Look at those backgrounds.
Is that Sharky's boat?
Wait, what boat?
Is this Sharky's boat?
I don't know what a Sharky is.
Yes, you do.
They say the first thing that goes is the memory.
Sharky was Bond's friend in Live and Let Die. Or no, License to Kill, I'm sorry.
I think this might be like kind of inspired by the fact that there was a boat in that movie. But like it's got really advanced controls. We got more than one hit point, which a lot of games at this time didn't have. You can actually get health in the game. And look at these animations. Now whenever he turns, Bond will like swap pistols with his hands. It's really cool. And you can like get cover. It's like, this is so advanced for 1993. I kind of love it. GoldenEye Rogue Agent, yes, I will stream that at some point. And yeah, Felix Leiter, he got fed to a shark.
Just be excused for a moment.
No.
I'm being summoned outside to look at this planetary thing real quick.
It could just be orbital wobble.
Let me go see what the orbital wobble is all about. I'll be right back.
All right. And as you can see, like, there's like water dropping off a bond. It's like, oh my god, this is cool. So your objective in this game is to rescue the babes. And you're also supposed to, like, get a time bomb. Okay, we took a lot of damage there. But I can reload the save, find a time bomb and blow up the level, and then get to an exit. I mean, like, it's not exactly the most inspired, but for 93, at least we have an objective that's more advanced than just, like, try not to die. Damn it. Controls are a little stiff. But this is sort of like your greatest hits of Bond. So, like, we're going to be fighting Jaws in this, although he looks more like a British hobo in this game. They didn't do the best job on him, but... Okay, let's go ahead and save, since I've got 3 hearts. And this does have intro-level checkpoints, unlike Duke Nukem. And the amount of babes you rescue does actually persist. But just look at these graphics, though. Look how vibrant these things are. I mean, like, this is a very impressive game that no one really talks about and no one really cares about, unfortunately. And with just some of the most amazing animations. So, Timothy Dalton's Bond it was Bond twice, and each movie's pretty good. They're not my favorite, just because they're a little darker. I like the more campy Bonds. But I've always been a big fan of James Bond. And I first got into the franchise with the GoldenEye game, then I started watching the movies. And when I was 11 years old, for my last Halloween, I went as James Bond. And it was the Connery Bond, though, because I miss the days when people used to wear hats. Days that I wasn't even alive yet for. I wonder why hats fell out of favor. I mean, by the 1970s, they were pretty much gone. The 2D Duke Nukem games, I don't think so. Because I've tried playing Duke Nukem 2. I remember me and my grandfather got Duke 2 back in the 90s. And we thought that was like a low-budget like sequel to Duke Nukem 3D. We did not like that game at all. And I've never played Duke Nukem 1, except for like 2 seconds. So, those games are very awkward. I mean, PC didn't really do side-scrollers very well. Until like way late. So I don't know that I'd really want to play that game. Moonraker is literally my favorite James Bond movie of all time, because it's like, it combines 2 of my favorite things. James Bond and space. I actually just read the Moonraker book, or the book based on the movie, not the original Fleming novel, and it's pretty good. That book is remarkably good. Like, it has the same space stuff, but kind of tones down the goofiness a little bit, and has more of a Fleming-esque James Bond in it. The writer did a pretty damn good job on that, and I died again, but whatever. But there's another Terminator game, Fall of Resistance. It's like a first-person Terminator survival horror. I'll have to look that up. Because Terminator and survival horror could work. Damn it, you bastard. You can, of course, get ambushed on a ladder. It's really quite annoying. So when we fight Jaws in just a second, like, it is not an easy boss fight. And yeah, the original Fleming book never does get to space because it's very different. The book, based on the movie, has Drax basically be the book version. So it kind of like is the best of both worlds when it comes to an adaptation. It kind of adapts both. Oh, you little bastard. Yes, I really love that Moonraker level in the N64 game. I loved the laser. I still love that laser. I'd like to have a phase plasma pulse rifle. in the 40 megawatt range. Goldfinger is probably the best of the Connery Bonds, like just in terms of like technical abilities, but it's also one of the slower ones. I like it well enough, but when it comes to Sean Connery, I still like Dr. No the most, because I feel like it has the best pace. There's a lot of driving around in Goldfinger, and that goes on forever. A lot of those early Bonds were very much meant to be sort of like a travelogue almost. Because, alas, people couldn't travel quite as easily back then as they can today. Oh, you bastard. But having played as many retro games as I have over the years, it's like I can really appreciate a game like this that actually is competently done. But yeah, it is kind of annoying. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. Gonna let him walk away. Alright, whatever. We'll take that hit. I might just have to die, and because it'll still persist. It doesn't matter if I actually. It doesn't matter if I die, man, because I lived. I truly lived. Alright, there we go. Plenty of pipe bombs. The hospital part of Terminator Resistance is basically full-on survival horror. Yes, or you hack the plasma turrets. And I'll check the link, Agnostic, when I get done here. This is another one of those Sega Genesis games that actually has a legitimately good soundtrack. I do plan on streaming this game in full later in March. But God, that Duke Nukem game just got so boring after a while. Okay, we want to save. You've got 60 seconds to get to the exit, but first you got to defeat the boss. And the boss is Jaws. I wonder if they would have named him, like, had Jaws the movie not come out. You ever think about that? Like, the guy was clearly named for that. Also, that does not look like Richard Kiel. And yes, he chokes you. He chokes a bitch, and you fall off the map. That does not look like Richard Kiel. Like, at all. Oh, you bastard. Got killed by one of the minions. But see, at least Jaws has a reason to be a bullet sponge. That's what he was in the movie. The multiple movies. See, Jaws has not learned how to use stairs yet. I wouldn't mind doing some book reviews on that. The one I've read the most recently, though, is Casino Royale, which is the very first, and it's pretty damn good. It's easy to see why James Bond became so popular. Just gonna have to save. Just fires from the hip. I mean, you can't argue with success. Okay, so now you gotta find an exit. It's usually not... It's actually not that hard to find the exit in this game. Like, all the levels are very fair. The thing about this game is it's very fair, and it's quite likely that you'll be able to actually beat this game. There's so many retro games. Donkey Kong Country is such a good example of that, that I swear that game is goddamn impossible without any... Unless you use save states, I don't know how you'd be able to beat that game. Eventually I will give Requiem a try, but I just haven't gotten around to that. It just came out, and I'm not that huge of a Resident Evil fan, although I am going to be doing a stream on Resident Evil 3. I guess the PlayStation wins this round, but will it win the war? I just don't know. And I literally just jumped into a pit. That is kind of a bullshit beginner's trap. But at least you can look at it if you crouch. Because you gotta have one of the best, probably the best song in the game. I didn't know James Bond went to indoor. No, did I hit the wrong? Go away, RetroArch. Wanted to reload the save. I did not like the Daniel Craig era at all. Like, I enjoyed Skyfall well enough, but I did not enjoy any of the other movies. Like, I actually haven't even seen Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace. So I couldn't really tell you one way or the other, but I just didn't like him. Richard Kiel is in Happy Gilmore? I didn't know that. Yeah, poor Richard Kiel. No longer with us, just like most of the Bond actors. Skyfall's villain was inspired by the Joker, huh? I could see that. Stream on a friend's channel discussing The Sopranos, watching the first time. Huh. Nice. I never watched The Sopranos. I'm not a big crime guy. I just don't really care about, like, criminals doing criminal things. It usually annoys me. Because I'm not a big fan. Grab it! It's weird that in this game, if you don't grab that magazine as fast as possible, like, it will blow up and it will kill you.
Sopranos was peak.
Meh, I don't like criminals. The only crime show I ever watched was Breaking Bad. Alright, there's Baron Sombardi. There's a really hilarious kill count video. And Baron Sombardi survives Live and Let Die. And like the very end of the James Bond kill count video, it shows him like on the train, like laughing maniacally. He was the only one that got away. Not this time, because we blew him up. You blew him up. Damn you all to hell, Bond. Live and Let Die was such a weird Bond movie because it brought in like voodoo and shit. It's like the only time we had like supernatural stuff. Would Henry Cavill be a good Bond? Yes, he's got the body for it. He's got the personality. He's got... Poor Henry Cavill. He's not been in anything that's actually good, but he's got the talent. They just never gave him the chance. I do know that Henry Cavill did actually audition for Bond, but didn't get it. Damn it!
You didn't watch The Witcher, did you?
Yeah, I watched the first season. It was all
That's
right
like his most beloved series.
Yeah, but I know that like season 2 they wokeified it, so.
Yep.
Oh man, so like at the time I was dating a girl who was a big fan of the Witcher games. And this is where it's kind of funny. Okay, so since I'm a Star Wars fan, when I watched the first season of Mando, I'm like, this is wrong, that's wrong, he wouldn't say that. And she was like, just watch the show. We turn on The Witcher, right? And she just starts listening. I'm like, okay, well, that's wrong. This is wrong. That breaks the lore. I'm like, oh, when it's you, it's bad, huh? When it's me, it doesn't matter. That was a joke, but you get the idea. It's like everybody's all ready to point the finger at me, but oh, when your precious Geralt doesn't do what he's supposed to do, it's bad. I will admit, I kind of fuck with people. Like, I'll deliberately pronounce stuff wrong. So I used to pronounce Geralt, Geralt, just to fuck with this person. I'll admit, I could sometimes be a bit of a dick. It's like, oh yeah, Geralt. That guy. Don't fall in the pit! Like the game knew what I was saying.
Time.
It is 1 hour 48. We still got time. I'll probably be able to beat this level. I don't know that we need to like race swap James Bond though. Like, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. But no, I've seen some like YouTubers actually straight up say that, so I can say it too. It's like, do we need like a race swapped James Bond? It's like, can we not just have Bond be himself? Now Idris Elba could be like a good Felix Leiter, but do we need a race swapped Bond? In all honesty, they get canceled.
The problem with Hollywood is they're not creative enough to come up with original stories, they can only take existing characters and fan bases and race swap them because they don't want to do the work.
I'll give you an example of when Hollywood had personality. Indiana Jones was meant to be the American James Bond. You know, make something like that. If you want to have a black James Bond, make a whole new character. That way it can be a whole new character and not just taking something that already exists.
Hey, not to change topics, but you know Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Did you know the Green Ranger used his TV show training to break into like 60 people's apartments in Japan?
What?
Yeah, I just found that out today.
Jason David Frank, how could you?
He's in jail.
Oh, Jason David Frank is dead. He didn't come back from the grave to rob Japan. No, Jason David Frank sadly ended up, unaliving himself because he's one of those people that, well, that's a whole topic we're not going to get into, but like, basically his wife left him and that's why he unalived himself. And it's like, that is the stupidest reason in the world to ever unalive yourself. Because it's like, ugh. Well, that just means they win. Check the chat real quick. Never say never again. Steven Seagal broke Sean Connery's wrist. Ouch. We're gonna be, me and Triple X are gonna be doing a Steven Seagal movie very soon with Miss 89 in it.
Yes, we are. I even reached out to her on Cameo, and she's gonna reprise her role for the AAR.
You know, see, you say that, and I'm like, that could be it. No, it's not a thing. Like, I know that's not a thing, but that would be pretty cool if you could swing that.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing.
And it's like, wait a minute. Cause that sounds like that's something
Miss 89 isn't going to pop out of a cake for us.
Well. Now, I don't know what villain this is supposed to be. Like, this looks like fucking Serpentor from G.I. Joe. Cobra la 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 la, indeed. Got into an argument with a coworker over which was better, Sons of Anarchy or Sopranos. I've never seen either show. Upcoming Bond games, but
Sopranos.
the developer. Sopranos? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Any thoughts on upcoming games? I don't know. Modern games are usually such crap. I just have to wait and see until they come out. Phoenix Lighter could support a spinoff. I would watch that. That's where you could have a black James Bondish character that goes through like a TV show series of adventures. That'd work. Waist swapped Austrian painter. That's coming soon to Netflix. Rise of Evil, starring Michael B. Jordan. Oh, it's the Super Sentai Green Ranger. Okay. Christian got kicked out of a pony convention. Oh my god. I'll shoot you a notification. Everything or Nothing has a great intro song. I streamed Everything or Nothing, and it's pretty good. But I had a hard time with the
I
controls.
still stand by Everything or Nothing being one of the best Bonds ever.
The controls are annoying, though. They're weird compared to other...
But let's be realistic. With the entire cast, you could have made that a movie.
True. The controls are still weird, though.
Let's be realistic. With the entire cast, you could have made that a movie.
It's still got weird-ass controls. Even Weird Al would find them weird. I had to do it. No, get up there. I like how in this 90s game for kids, the blonde chicks you keep saving all have big boobs. Like, they knew what their audience was. Now, I'll say something kind of controversial. When games were exclusively made, like, for males, females could enjoy that as well. The kind of females who would actually play video games would enjoy that. They would enjoy the big boob females, you know? When you make a game for no audience, like what we have today, nobody likes it. Because you're not going to want to play a Spooderman game where Mary Jane looks like a Kmart cashier. Or worse. Have you seen that Mary
That's an
Jane
insult
model?
to Kmart cashiers.
I mean, I guess it kind of is. It's like, have you seen that Jane model they used? Okay, we got to still save 2 babes.
You know, when you think about it, like, okay, the women can enjoy the female characters. Do you think us as male gamers want the male characters to be fat, bald, and overweight?
Exactly. And that's one of those things. You know, the sexy females give inspiration to the cool girls to like, ooh, I could dress up as Mai. Mai is hotter than Chun-Li. I mean, yes, thick thighs save lives, but I think Mai is hotter. And I'm not even a King of Fighters fan, so. But, you know, you'll have the cool females. You'll even have like some of the more homely, like chunkier females do it as well. It's a bit cringy, but you know, they'll still do it. But when you have something that looks disgusting, no one's going to cosplay as that. No one's going to spend the money. That's what they don't get, you know? And as a guy, that is to a certain extent, I'm not going to say that because that's not really true. The argument is like, for the more sensitive females, let's say, the hot females are like sort of a threat, whereas for us, like the hot, well, maybe not the hot guys. Oh my. Jen Ross is going to be going to the Wicked performance tonight, right? For the more, you know, how do I say that and not sound like a bundle of sticks, Triple X? You know what I'm trying to say, right?
I know exactly what you're trying to say.
Like, let's take Schwarzenegger, for example. That guy looks awesome. We as men want to emulate that, but we're not threatened by that.
No.
So let's put it that way.
But we don't want to dress up like Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
You say that, and I've seen a cosplayer dress up as Danny DeVito as the Penguin, but obviously didn't look quite that disgusting. I'm trying to think, like, there's better examples than that. Like, here's an example of not a bad cosplay, but one that you might not think. There was a guy who cosplayed as Barf and did a very good job at it too. I like that guy. He was cool.
Is that short for something? Bartholomew.
Oh, okay. I was like, you don't know who Barf is? For shame. The Mary Jane looks like the head of an HOA. Oh man. We had a HOA person that was really shitty back in the 90s in this neighborhood. Ooh, she hated Gramps like you wouldn't believe. And when I say like the most stereotypical HOA person imaginable, I ain't lying. Like this woman literally would look for violations by riding around on her bicycle and would always like glare at Gramps whenever she rode by. Thankfully the HOA these days isn't too bad, but as you might imagine, when she tried to give Gramps shit, he did not just say like, yes, a boss. Oh, we can get in trouble for that one, aren't we?
No.
More of a Chun-Li guy, she'd wreck the mattress. Maybe. Maybe. The next Bond gun probably could be the PDP. It needs to be Walther, though. It has to be a Walther. Or it could be... It probably would be like a Springfield Hellcat, a Micro 9, kind of like that. Okay, we're gonna see if that babe is down here. Because, like, we need to just rescue one more babe, and then we're done with the level. But this last babe is the hardest one to find. But, like, the whole thing about the male gaze is so stupid. You know? Let me put it to you like this. People want to look good. People that are actually, you know, sane. Nobody wants to be... I think a better example, maybe not Danny DeVito as the Penguin, but would anyone really want to cosplay as Chris Chan outside of an ironic sort of LARP, you know? We might need to get back over here. I might have missed one over here.
I love how, like, this era of gaming had to have the tree level.
I mean, at least they could make trees and make like a tree and get out of here. Ah, I bet that's where she is. Nope, not over here. It's like my life. I just can't find that last one nice female, you know? Story of my existence. Let's see. I need to outlaw HOAs. Yeah, they're pretty annoying. Guilt trip gunners. Wow. Yeah, if they tried that here, it would not end well. Where is that last? No, that's still stakes. Stakes. Why did it have to be stakes? Really? I just jumped in there again like a moron. Damn, we're at 2 hours. We almost beat the level. At least next week we'll have a lot more progress because it'll be a game you're good at and a game that I at least know existed before now, so. Damn it. Yeah, Duke Nukem just did not work out, you know? Okay, there we go. This game needs to be re-released though, because like there's a lot of these 2D, you know, kind of retro games that are getting more popular as time goes on. Like that T2 HD.
Yes.
Because all you got to do is tighten up the controls a little bit, you know. Maybe have like a little compass so you don't have to search the entire level for that last person you're trying to find, you know. This would be golden.
Old sucks.
Now you just need to go to the gym.
I have great news. It's the very last day of February.
No!
And it's my mom's birthday.
Nice.
Yes.
All
Get
right.
the fuck out of here, February.
This stream just has annoyed me with the games. Unfortunately, that means next stream's gonna be better because we have Resident Evil 3. That means the damn PlayStation will win. Should just like buy a PlayStation and blow it up with Tannerite.
Easy.
Just blow it up. You blew it up. Damn you all to hell.
You maniacs.
All right, next time we're gonna be playing Resident Evil 3, and we're actually gonna, you know, finish the game. Shy Boy, Bond
That's
does
right.
carry a Glock in a super woke Bond novel released in 2022. So yeah. Well, sorry to hear that, Anthony Jordan. Yeah, that's not fun. Well, let's hope the rest of the year gets better for you. Let's hope the rest of the year keeps going and going and bleh. Until next time, I'm General Lotz.
And I am Triple X Medic.
And next time, the PlayStation will win. But it better watch itself. Tannerite may be in its future.
It'll be on its best behavior.